Goff hands it off. Gibbs cuts to the outside, to the end zone. Touchdown, his second today.
Elbow, forearm, he's going to be down.
The result of the play is a touchdown.
And the flag that was thrown on this was picked up.
I don't know, did it get the face mask?
Only do that if you're telling the official you're reporting.
The Lions hangover.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Brad. You are listening to the Lions Hangover Podcast Postgame edition. Thanks for tuning in on your radio, your phone, your computer, wherever you're listening. Probably not the radio, though, unless your phone or computer is hooked up to it, but you get what I'm saying. Hey, don't forget, you can find me on all social medias, X, Instagram, and Facebook. Please subscribe to the show, give me that huge 5-star rating, and, leave a little review telling everybody how much you love the show. That would be great. Definitely helps me out. Lions, big story today. They climbed to 10-1 over the Indianapolis Colts. This ties the best start ever in franchise history. It ties the best start in 90 years, which is kind of sad and kind of cool at the same time, 9 straight wins. That hasn't happened since 1934 as well, from what I'm hearing. It was a great game and a boring game at the same time. Don't you guys think? Not to nitpick too much, I thought our pass rush was better, but still not great. Still missing a piece. I thought Ali McNeil had a great game. I thought Zadarius Smith. I got his name right this time, didn't I? I hope so. God, that's the one thing about doing shows like this podcast. You do them at different hours of the day. Sometimes you just feel like you have this mental fog. And I know if you listen to the pregame show, the preview show, I think I was saying a different name for Zadarius Smith. So I hate that when it's out there. And then I listen back to it later just for quality checks. And then I'm like, oh, you idiot, you got it wrong. So yes, I'm not afraid to call myself an idiot. From time to time it happens. We all make mistakes. But thanks for listening. Anyway, guys, I definitely appreciate it. I thought the Lions game pretty good. Defense pretty solid. It's 2 straight games. I believe it's 9 quarters where they have not allowed an offensive touchdown. So back-to-back games for sure where no offensive touchdown was allowed. And I believe it even goes back a third game, 1 quarter, no touchdown scored in that 4th quarter against the Houston Texans. Yeah, I believe that's correct. So, lots of flowers today. Lions have not allowed a touchdown in consecutive games for the first time since 1991. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery are the first running back tandem in NFL history to each rush for 10 touchdowns in consecutive seasons. So that's good. Jahmyr Gibbs is the 3rd player in franchise history to produce 10-plus scrimmage touchdowns in each of a player's first 2 career seasons. He joins an elite crowd. You guys will be happy to hear this. Only Barry Sanders and Billy Sims have done this before for the franchise. That's right. David Montgomery has logged his 50th career rushing touchdown, right? Yeah, rushing touchdown. In his first 25 games with the Lions, he's rushed for 24 touchdowns. That's pretty good, almost a touchdown a game as a Lion. This ties Curtis Martin from the Patriots from 95 to 96 for the 6th most rushing touchdowns a player has had in their first 25 games with a team in NFL history. I hope you guys feel stupid, Chicago Bears. You let that guy go. And now you have DeAndre Swift, and he's fine and all, but he's not David Montgomery. So that's right. You get the Nelson laugh for that. We have to talk about Kendall Vildor. I thought he had solid moments last year. This particular game, if it wasn't for Anthony Richardson and also some dropped passes, I feel like the Colts could have been in this game. Even more so than they were. They had lots of and penalties too. They had some holding calls, that called some big plays back. But every time there was an open receiver or blown coverage or just something stupid happening in the passing game, even when they were dropped passes or penalties or anything like that, Kendall Vildor was the common denominator. And I know we went down with Carlton Davis. I know he went out with an injury. Hopefully he'll be back Thursday. But why not put Mosley in, man? He was activated today. You tell me he couldn't have done better than Vildor. Vildor had an awful game. And I like Vildor. I'm not trying to come down on him. The Lions won. But if you had to look at this game and you saw one thing that the Lions did wrong today, it was definitely their pass coverage. Not necessarily Branch or Joseph. I thought they did fine, but the cornerbacks, they did not have a strong game, specifically Vildor. A little bit of a liability out there. Now, maybe he was shaking off some rust because he hasn't had the playing time like he had last year. And like I said, there were games last year where he played decently. Of course, we all remember the botched interception in the NFC Championship game against the San Francisco 49ers. But you just got to shake that stuff off, and I'm sure he's not still carrying that with him. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's the same player. So it's like, you want to say he's good for a backup role, but that's exactly what he was today. He was a backup. He was playing in lieu of, Ennis Rakestraw. He wasn't out there. They were picking on Vildor all day today. His receivers were open. The coverage was not great. If it wasn't for Anthony Richardson being a horrible quarterback or the receivers dropping the ball or even penalties on the play by the Colts had lots of penalties. They had lots of stupid penalties. If it wasn't for that stuff, this game would have been hugely different. But I guess this has been the story for the Colts all year. As far as Anthony Richardson goes, he completed less than 50% of his passes, so he was just status quo. But honestly, this is the first time I've really gotten to see him play, and some of these things were just on the receivers. It's not all Anthony Richardson. So, yeah, that's what I have to say. Jared Goff, I thought he had a decent day, not a great day. Overall, the offense did okay. Taylor Decker went out with an injury. Hopefully he'll be okay and he'll be back Thursday. I can also see, just as a precaution, these guys getting Thursday off. I could see that happening. I would look for Mosley to get some game time, on Thursday, but it's a quick turnaround. It's only 4 games or 4 days away. We play the Bears Thanksgiving and they lost in overtime. Man, that was kind of an exciting game, that Bears game. I don't know if you guys caught it. Bears came back 11 points within the last 2 minutes to tie it, to send it to overtime, only to lose, by a field goal from the Vikings. But yeah, I could see the Lions resting some players that are slightly injured just to give them a little bit of time off and then look for everybody to come back against the Packers the following Thursday. And then you get an extended break. You get 10 days off before you play the Buffalo Bills. So it kind of works out, which, I've heard rumors that Bills game is going to be flexed to a Monday night. So heads up, people. I don't want to keep saying, defensively, overall, we played great. I don't think they did anything too much to kill us. Anthony Richardson did have a run or two. It's like kind of look out for that. And, he definitely took advantage of his athletic ability. He is athletic. He can throw the ball very far, but not very accurate. I feel like they stopped using Jonathan Taylor. They could have used him a little bit more, although the Lions did a good job of maintaining him. I still think he had a few bust out runs. The receivers, the Colts receivers, they had a few drops. Just offensively, they weren't a match for our defense, even with Vildor out there, even with no Anzalone. Our defense is banged up really bad. I mean, you guys know this. Offensively, though, the Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs had an amazing day. I thought Montgomery was doing well till he went out with slight injury. It sounds like he was questionable. He probably could have came back if it was closer, but, it's a good thing that, just give him rest. Just give him rest. St. Brown had a great day. I wish I could do it. Game, gay, right? We get it. But yeah, St. Brown, he did good. Jameson Williams, I thought he had a great day, a good game. What else? I really thought Gibbs did a good job being the solo back. I don't feel like he got enough credit for that. But, the case, that would be the same story for Montgomery, too. If Montgomery was the solo back, I feel like he would have done just as well. They're both, and Montgomery was having a good day. They're both just so awesome to watch. They're just fun. Not like Barry Sanders fun. Barry Sanders was, once in a lifetime, not even generational. He's once in a lifetime. Nobody's ever going to run like Barry Sanders, and I'm totally fine with that. We had him. Nobody else needs to have him, that was ours. That was our time. But these guys are fun in a different way, it's just hard. It's hard to explain. There's just something about them. They're magical to watch. Just pure magic. They're amazing. They're fast. They're powerful. They do have some moves, but the decision making, man, by Gibbs, some of his cutbacks, it's some of the best that I've seen, honestly. All right, so let's break down the stats, starting with the scoring. Matt Gay, he kicked a 27-yard field goal to start the things off. Colts took a 3-0 lead. Then Jahmyr Gibbs had a 1-yard rush with the Jake Bates extra point, giving the Lions 7-3 lead. Matt Gay with another 29-yard field goal. Lions up 7-6. David Montgomery gets his 6-yard rush. Lions up 14-6. That was at the end of the second quarter, pretty much. Third quarter, starting things out. Jahmyr Gibbs 5-yard rush. Jake Bates kicks off the extra point. 21-6 Lions, and then Jake Bates with his magic leg kicks the 56-yard field goal, making it 24-6. That is the final. Like I said, Lions go up to 10-1. Colts fall to 5-7. The Colts are still in it in their division. That's pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy indeed. Now let's go over some stats. Anthony Richardson, 11 of 28, 172 yards, no sacks, quarterback rating of 60.4. That's pretty... 11 out of 28, man. Anthony Richardson gets credit for 10 carries, 61 yards, longest being 17. Jonathan Taylor, 11 carries, 35 yards. His longest was 14. See, I just feel like they could have used Jonathan Taylor a little bit more. I don't remember Anthony Richardson running the ball 10 times, though. But 61 yards, that's by a quarterback. 96 total yards rushing. Those are the only two guys that ran the ball for Indianapolis. What does that say, man? They don't have a whole lot of diversity, that's for sure. Michael Pittman Jr., he led the team with 6 receptions, 96 yards on 7 targets. Alec Pierce, 1 catch, 39 yards. Josh Downs, 3 catches, 27 yards. And Adonai Mitchell, 1 catch for 10 yards. There's 3 other guys that were targeted, but they did not come up with a catch. So, yeah. Fumbles. They had 2 fumbles. Jonathan Taylor had a fumble, and Anthony Richardson had a fumble. Anthony Richardson recovered both of those fumbles. There's no turnovers in the game today. The Lions had no turnovers. I thought for sure they would have came away with at least 1 interception. I know Joseph got close on one of those. Nick Cross, though, he had 14 total tackles. Zaire Franklin had 13 tackles. E.J. Speed had 11 tackles. Yeah, Anthony Richardson had no sacks whatsoever, though. Wow, that's pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. We didn't get a single sack on him. He did get hit a few times. Lions did put some pressure on him, but yeah, overall, didn't get him sacked. Jared Goff, let's get to the good guys here, right? Jared Goff, he went 26 of 36 for 269 yards. He was sacked 3 times for a loss of 16 yards. He finished the day with a 93.4 quarterback rating. Jahmyr Gibbs ran the ball 21 times for 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. David Montgomery, 8 carries, 37 yards, 1 touchdown. Craig Reynolds ran the ball 1 time. Jameson Williams had that little run. He only got 4 yards on that. And Jared Goff got credited with 2 carries. He did have that 1 fumble, though. Jared Goff did. Not on the run, though. Jameson Williams led the team with 64 yards, 5 catches. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 catches, 62 yards. Tim Patrick, I thought he had a really great day too. Man, I still can't believe he hasn't gotten a touchdown yet. He had 4 catches for 55 yards. Pretty big day. David Montgomery, 3 catches, 36 yards. Brock Wright, 2 catches, 24 yards. I thought Brock Wright had more than 2 catches. Laporta had 3 catches, 19 yards. I really thought Laporta would have played a bigger part in today's game. Maybe he should have. Maybe he just isn't quite ready yet off that injury. Jahmyr Gibbs, 3 catches for 9 yards. That's it. Jared Goff had that fumble. David Montgomery with a heads-up recovery, though. He was all over that ball. Jack Campbell played a great game today. He had 9 tackles, 5 solo. Malcolm Rodriguez also had 8 tackles, 7 solo. Brian Branch, 4. Kirby Joseph, 4. Kendall Vildor, he had 3. Man, he did not play great, though. No interceptions, no fumble recoveries on defense. Cleve Raymond also went out with an injury too. He looked to have the most serious injury. I'm not exactly sure what it is. So Amon-Ra St. Brown took over with some punt returns, which is kind of weird because I thought it would have been Jameson Williams. That was one of the things he brought to the team, and that's something he did in college too. So I really thought it would have been Jameson Williams, and it would have been a good opportunity for him to showcase his speed. So a little bit surprised that it was Amon-Ra St. Brown, especially considering the nature of the punt returns and how physical that those can be. Jake Bates was 1 for 1 with his 56-yard field goal. Jack Fox kicked 4 punts for 192 yards, and guess what? He was inside the 20 all 4 times. His longest was a 60-yard punt. Hey, 66,696 people walked through the doors of Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, downtown Indianapolis. I've been there before, not Lucas Oil Stadium, but Indianapolis is a pretty nice place. Definitely would go again. Zipping through these. Lions had 26 first downs. Colts had 11. Lions ran 72 total plays. Colts ran 49. Total yards, 390 for the Lions, 268 for the Colts. 10 total drives for both teams. Both teams are averaging 5.5 yards a carry. So red zones, Lions were 3 of 4 in the red zone. Colts were 0 for 2. Penalties, Lions had a couple dumb penalties, like personal fouls. There was that Branch where he led with his helmet, and then there was the taunting on the Gibbs, but ultimately it didn't really hurt the play. It just kind of hurt like the extra point or even the kickoff or something like that. So they ended the game with 5 penalties for 45 yards. Colts, on the other hand, though, they were penalized 10 times. And some of those penalties really cost them. Like I was saying, they had some big pass plays that were called back because of these penalties. So I don't feel bad for them. I mean, go Lions. This is part of the game. Colts definitely need to clean it up, though. 10 penalties, 75 yards. Lions had possession of the ball for 37 minutes and 1 second. Colts only had the ball 22 minutes for 59 seconds. Wow. That's it for all of the stats. I feel like an asshole nitpicking a victory, but this was not a good victory. Lions would have lost today if they were playing any other team. I feel like any other competent team, I will say that. The penalties really hurt the Colts. The drop passes really hurt the Colts. The overthrown balls really hurt the Colts. But these receivers were open, and this is something the Lions need to fix kind of soon, because I feel like as much as I don't like the Bears and as crappy as the Bears are, I do feel like Caleb Williams is a little bit more competent than Anthony Richardson. So if you leave those players open on the Bears have better receivers too. They got Allen, they got Moore, Cole Kmet, last I heard, still plays for the Bears, tight end. He's a good tight end. These guys, they're better, and it's not that the Colts have bad receivers. It's just that the Bears just have slightly better receivers, and you cannot give them the same opportunities that you just gave the Colts. I feel like for not allowing an offensive touchdown, the Lions got away with a game here, and that's just my opinion. I love seeing the Lions win 10-1, but this 4-day turnaround is going to be tough, especially with some of the injuries that we occurred today. And they're just going to have to get it together. They got lots to clean up on that pass defense if some of our cornerbacks are not going to be playing. We're going to need Davis back, We definitely need Mosley in there. Ennis Rakestraw went on IR, I saw. I thought Amik Robertson did okay. I don't think he was as much of a liability as Vildor was, but I think they saw Vildor was out there, and the Colts exploited it because time and time again, the man he was covering, you could just see it, especially in the replays. It was Vildor's assignment, and he was the one that was blowing these things. So definitely room for improvement. Happy to get a win in Indianapolis. Get as much rest as you can because it's go time in 4 days. So I think that's it for me. Unless you guys got anything you want to add? Anything? You guys got any questions or anything? Yeah? No? Okay. I do want to say, let's bust this out real quick. If you guys haven't seen, the winner of the bobblehead is Mr. MC Hammered J. That left a mark at MC Hammered J. Thanks for entering. Thanks for playing along. I will send that bobblehead out this week. Hopefully you'll get it before or just after Thanksgiving. I would think no later than Friday. Anyway, congratulations again. Stay tuned for more bobblehead giveaways. I do have some swag, not swag, but just, like I said, trinkets, collectibles, gifts, that sort of stuff, mostly bobbleheads. I definitely have another Brad Holmes bobblehead to give away. I've got a David Montgomery bobblehead to give away. I've got a Calvin Johnson bobblehead to give away. And I've got some Lions collectible coins to give away as well. So stay tuned for that stuff. Thanks for listening, everybody. I will be back, I think, Tuesday with the preview of the Lions-Bears Thanksgiving game. So, yes, thank you for listening. Stay tuned, everybody, and I will be back in just a couple days. This is a short week for all of us. So, enjoy. All right, bye-bye.